The Porsche 911, the most sophisticated and highly coveted car of all time. And this, the 992 GT3 Touring, for me, this is the most beautiful 911 ever. I mean, just look at it. In this spec, this is perfection. Then there's this, the 992 Turbo S, the fastest 911 ever. This car is so fast, it embarrasses other luxury car brands and leaves them all to dust. They all pale in comparison to how fast this car is. Then there's the GT3, the motorsport-derived 911, and the closest you can get to having a race car for the streets. And its track-focused sibling, the GT3 RS. Then there's the many different flavors of the Carrera, all of which are purpose-built, ground-hugging sports cars. All of these shades of 911 make sense. They have purpose. Until Porsche released the most ridiculous 911 ever. They call it the 911 Dakar. In this video, we're going to find out what it actually is and why is Porsche trying to turn a sports car into an off-roader. Let's start with what the word Dakar means. The Dakar Rally is the most gruesome, brutal and relentless rally in the world. It takes place on multiple locations, but not just any locations. This rally goes to the most extreme, most inaccessible and most remote places in the world. It is designed to break the very toughest of cars. It pushes the very best teams to their breaking point. It is not a joke. Even the toughest, specially built cars, designed specifically to take on the Dakar, struggle to reach the finish line. So, what are Porsche thinking when they put the Dakar nameplate on a mildly modified 911? To understand this, and why they did it, we have to look at the past. This is the 1978 Rally Special Porsche built to take on the Dakar Rally. It's a heavily modified 911, and even it is not called the Dakar. But if you want to go extreme off-roading, Porsche built a dedicated car for that. It's called the Cayenne, and it's a proper off-roader. With the little off-road touches, the Cayenne will happily take on the Dakar Rally and perhaps win. Because it's a proper SUV, it has the capabilities of a perfect monster off-roader. But the mainstream media are simply worshipping the 911 Dakar. Articles are written comparing a 911 to a Hilux by people who cannot comprehend reality. Because the Hilux is a utility vehicle designed from the ground up to be very, very tough. It will go places that the 911 Dakar will only dream about. It has a proper four-wheel drive system designed for use in the most inhospitable places. It has a flatbed and can carry a lot of survival equipment, whereas the 911 Dakar can't. What kind of motoring journalist would compare a Hilux to a 911? That's like comparing a tank to a Jeep. The reality is this: the 911 Dakar is simply a Carrera 4S with off-road tires, lifted suspension, and a few plastic components for underbody protection, and to give it a tough exterior presence. All this takes is a little work, but Porsche wants you to pay almost double what you'd pay for a Carrera 4S. So if you really have that much money burning a hole in your pocket, there is a much better alternative. That is the GT3 RS. It's available for the same money as a 911 Dakar, and it's a much better option for a person who's a 911 enthusiast. Thank you for watching Car Fever POV.